The night was heavy with mist, wrapping the streets like a memory that refused to fade. Cherine stood by the old stone bridge, her breath soft in the air, waiting though she would never admit it aloud. She had promised herself she wouldn't, but promises often break in the face of silence. Meena arrived without a sound. Her steps barely touched the ground, as if she feared the earth might betray her. For a long moment, they didn't look at each other. The sound of water flowing beneath the bridge became their only voice. "It's been years," Cherine finally whispered, her voice a small puff of white in the cold air. "3," Meena said, her tone almost a sigh. 3 years and 2 months. Cherine smiled faintly, a ghost of a smile. "You counted." "I tried not to," Meena admitted, her gaze fixed on the dark water. "But time doesn't listen." They both laughed softly, the kind of laugh that holds more ache than joy, a sound that gets caught in your throat. The city lights shimmered across the river, catching the reflection of their faces. Two ghosts of what once was, and perhaps what still was. They were like a half-finished painting, beautiful but incomplete, hanging in the gallery of the night. "Why did you ask me to come?" Cherine asked, the question hanging between them, fragile. "I didn't," Meena said, finally turning to look at her. "You knew I'd be here." Cherine turned her gaze back to the water, her fingers tightening on the cold, damp railing. "You always say things like that as if fate follows you around like a lost puppy." "Maybe it does," Meena replied, her eyes never leaving Cherine's profile. "Or maybe I just follow you." The silence that followed was thick, trembling with unspoken words. The distance of 3 years, of countless days and lonely nights, vanished in that single moment. They were suddenly back where it had all begun. On the university rooftop, with a half-spilled coffee staining the concrete, and laughter that turned into something more dangerous, more beautiful, something that scared them both. Cherine broke the silence first, her voice barely above a whisper. "Do you remember that night? The rain, the song playing from your phone?" Meena smiled, a genuine, sad smile this time. "Crazy in love, wasn't it? You hated it." "I didn't hate it," Cherine said softly, turning to face her fully. "I hated how much it made me feel." Meena took a hesitant step forward, closing the small gap between them. The air crackled. "And now," Cherine's voice lowered, becoming intimate, meant only for Meena. "Now, I'm still trying not to feel too much." The atmosphere between them changed, the kind of electric shift that happens just before a storm breaks or just before a first kiss. Meena reached out, her fingers trembling slightly. She didn't touch her, not yet. Her hand hovered in the space between them, a question without words. "I'm tired of running, Cherine. You ran first," Cherine reminded her, the words not an accusation, but a simple statement of fact. "I know," Meena said, her voice thick with regret, "and I kept running even when there was nowhere left to go." For a single, suspended heartbeat, the world stilled. The mist around them seemed to pause its dance, and the distant city sounds faded into the hum of something eternal, something that was only theirs. Then Cherine moved closer, her own hand rising to meet Meena's. It wasn't planned, it was a quiet surrender, like finally exhaling after holding your breath for far too long. Their fingers intertwined, a perfect fit. "You always felt like silence to me," Cherine whispered, her eyes searching Meena's. "The kind that doesn't scare me. The kind that feels like home." Meena's eyes glistened, capturing the dim light of the bridge lamps. "And you were noise. The most beautiful noise. The kind that made me want to live." They stood there, two halves of a sentence finally spoken, finally complete. There were no fireworks, no swelling music, just the quiet, steady pulse of their hearts syncing up for the first time in 3 long years. Cherine leaned in slowly, testing the air, searching Meena's face for permission. When Meena gave a nod so slight it was almost imperceptible, but it was enough their lips met. It wasn't a desperate, hungry kiss. It was slow, trembling, and full of the weight of everything they hadn't said, everything they had felt. It was the kind of kiss that didn't demand a future or make promises for tomorrow. It only asked for this single moment here, now, quiet and perfect. When they finally pulled away, the mist had grown thicker, wrapping them in a silver veil. The bridge lights blurred behind it, soft and dreamlike. "Does this change anything?" Cherine asked, her voice soft against the quiet of the night. "Maybe not," Meena said, her thumb gently stroking Cherine's hand. "But it reminds me we're still real." They didn't walk away together. There was no grand declaration. Meena turned left, and Cherine turned right to different directions, two separate paths stretching out into the misty city. Yet somehow, they both reach the same silence, the kind that doesn't break you, the kind that means peace. Some loves don't need endings. They don't need a happily ever after. They just become echoes in the quiet corners of your heart, soft, eternal, and more than enough. Thank you so much for joining me for this story. It's stories like these that remind us of the quiet, beautiful complexities of human connection. You know, statistics show that a massive 98% of the people who watch these videos aren't subscribed. If you enjoyed this and want to hear more stories that make you feel something, hitting that subscribe button would mean the world to me. It helps this channel grow and allows me to keep creating this content for you. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.